Hakeem's question on the interview question I got, and I thought I'd share it with the group since it's a pretty good exercise, not just for you guys, but for myself too, to stay sharp on the packet forwarding process. So the question is, from your home PC, which in this topology is here, what is the packet forwarding process? I said packet building because I like to think of it as building because it changes on every hop. What is the below process? What is the process for with the below topology? So it goes PC, which is 192.168.1.10, connected to a dumb switch. I was specifically told it was a dumb switch. And then it would go to a router, your home router, which would be like, whatever they give you at, you buy like a Netgear. Doesn't matter. It's all the same. And then it would go to Google, Google's DNS server, which is Quad 8. Thing is, though, is that I added these other ISPs just because I wanted to just talk to you about the basics of BGP, how it works. You may never use it. I just want to practice it myself too. So we would start here at the computer. Your computer says, "Hey, I need to send a packet to Quad 8." So it takes the packet. It sets the layer 3 destination. Layer 3 meaning the IP layer, the network layer, and so it would put Quad 8 as the destination, 192.168.110 as the source, and then on the layer 2, which would be pretty much the MAC address, it would set this PC's NIC, where you pretty much plug in your cable into your Wi-Fi NIC. It would take that MAC address there that's been burned into it, and that would set it as the source. Now the destination would be whatever it's connected to. So in this case, it's the dumb switch. So to set this as it would set this port's MAC as the destination. It would forward it to the dumb switch. Now, dumb switch means that there's no VLANs on it. It's not that smart, and it would just forward all the packets and frames out of every single port on that switch. So, for example, if there's 2 more PCs connected here, they would also get it. So, and then it would eventually go to this router right here, R1. Now, R1, 192.168.1.1 is the default gateway. Why is that important? Because this PC sets 192.168.1.1 as its default gateway. So if you opened up your network preferences, a default gateway is this, it goes there. So it knows it. The reason why that's important is because this computer needs to communicate with anything outside of its network. It has to forward packets to the default gateway because that's the only place that can handle those kinds of requests. So once it gets to the router, the packet needs to be NATed. NATed means network address translation, which is just a way of changing the private IP, which is the 192.168.1, to being a public one, so the 99.84.52.3. So the thing is that these private IPs, the 10 dots, the 172, 192, those can't be routed on the internet. They can only be used for like private networks. So in this case, my home network. And that was just because there was no more IPs left, no more IPv4 addresses left. So that's why they did that. And so once it gets to this router, now it's going to start using BGP. So BGP is just the internet's routing protocol. It's every router on the internet uses it. It's the only thing that's scalable right now. And so the base requirement for the shortest path, so it's the best decision it's going to make, is that it looks at the shortest AS path. An AS is just a network that's reachable end-to-end within a network. So AT&T is an AS, Spectrum's an AS, Hurricane Electric's an AS, and they pretty much are registered that way. So let me show you real quick. So if you do let's say whois-a, so whois is a command to look up. Let's just try something, 657. So that's apparently it's the Department of Defense. So that's kind of cool. So you can look up an AS if you ever have to do something with BGP. Okay, so it'll take the AT&T Spectrum because there's one AS less. So once it gets to router 9, which would be Google's border router, and looks like Quad 8 is not. I guess it's not inside a private network. Let's say it's in a DMZ where it can still use a public IP. What it does here in router 9 is that it's going to receive the packet, and know, hey, which port has the 8.8.8.8 network, and it'll forward out that port to wherever that IP lives. So that's pretty much the process. So just to break it down simpler, is that I don't want to call it a hop because layer threes, those are hops of like this to this, that's kind of hop, but between this computer to this switch, it's not really considered a hop when you look at a trace route. I like to think of them as segments, so any kind of physical connection as a segment, that's when the layer 2 MAC would change, right? But when it goes to the router, when from here to here, the IP for the router doesn't change, but the MAC addresses do. But once it goes out here to the internet, that's when the source changes. The source IP would change for the packet, and then here it would stay the same until it gets to until it reaches the quad 8 device. And then it says, hey, okay, it came from 9984.52.3, and then it forwards it back down the path. So I hope that answers Hakeem's question, and I hope you guys got a good understanding of how IP forwarding works. This is a very simple example of just how the packet forwarding process works. I personally really like this exercise. If you guys want me to do some more of these ones, it keeps me sharp, and I hope I'm teaching you guys too. At the same time, you know, I don't do this very often, so I'm not like a pro by any means at teaching networks. I'm no Jeremy Tior, let's say that. So if that was helpful, let me know. I would love to do more of these for practice. And if you guys thought that there was kind of confusing, please let me know, because I want to get better at this and clarify the technical side of it too. So by the way, guys, I'm also starting to do one-on-one interview sessions now. So if you guys want to have like a mock interview with me for like a help desk network admin position, I'm more than happy to do that. They take about 90 minutes. First we do the interview, and then after that I give you the feedback, and then also what you can improve on. So how you answered questions, your mannerisms at the time, and we record it and I give it to you afterwards, so that way you can refer back to it and see, oh, okay, I'm not making eye contact, or I keep saying like a lot. It's just another way for you to improve. It's just another thing I like to do one-on-one. So if you're interested in that, let me know. You can email me, thomas@itcg.tech. And if that's something you think you want to do, let me know. I'm more than happy to do that. It's about 90 minutes, and also includes a resume review. So that way, you know if you're communicating your skills right, or maybe you don't know it as well as you do, so it's something you want to take off. We can talk about that in the interview. Looking forward to hearing what you guys think. Comment below if you have any questions. I'm more than happy to answer them for you. Thanks again to Hakeem for answering, and don't forget to like and subscribe.